So when I was younger, all my cousins would come over to my house and hang out with my sister and I. The parents would go to work and the kids would look after each other. Hashtag immigrant hustle. Now, one day shortly after our parents left, we were in the middle of playing video games when the house phone rang. Yeah, a house phone. It's like a cell phone, but attached to your house. Oh, God, I'm showing my age. So my older cousin answered it. Hello? Hello? No answer. Weird, but whatever. So we continued playing video games until the phone rang again. This time another cousin answered. Same thing. No answer. Now, at this point, we could have made a rational conclusion, such as, maybe it's the wrong number, or bad connection, a telemarketer, whatever. But that's not what kids do. Instead, we concluded that someone was definitely trying to murder us, and we should come up with a master plan to stop it. Come to think of it, this might have been around the holidays and we may or may not have been watching Home Alone, but I swear to God, that doesn't have anything to do with it. So it began. We decided we were going to document whenever we would receive calls. I mean, all the details, the date, the time, everything. Now, we noticed a pattern in the calls that happened every single day. And by pattern, I mean we made this conclusion on day 2. What? Okay, listen, patterns can be 2 days. But either way, this became our new obsession. On day 3, we received more calls than usual. It was definitely a sign. So we began to brainstorm. Is it a robber? A spirit? A demon? The possibilities were endless. I mean, something just didn't feel right. Our brainstorm was interrupted by one of my cousins when they said, "Hey, did you hear that?" Now, I definitely did not, but nonetheless I replied, "Yes, oh my God, what was that?" I didn't want to be the first to die by denying the presence of the demon. It was time to take action. We gathered all of the utensils in the drawers and headed straight to the master bedroom. The plan was simple. Lock ourselves in the room as a group and create a safe haven. Duh. I don't know why people in horror movies always split up. Is this your first day? But before locking ourselves in the room, we strategically placed 3 toys on the floor, spaced out perfectly. Hours went by with us locked in that room, pacing, stressing, sweating, and terrified of the phone ringing. But eventually our hunger got the best of us and we were in desperate need of Oreos. So we decided to slowly and carefully make our way to the kitchen. After what seems like a lifetime, we finally made it to the kitchen and let out a huge sigh of relief. We're fine. We're just acting ridiculous. Until one of my cousins says, "One of the pigs fell." We freeze. Together, we slowly look over at where we placed the line of piggies and notice that one had taken a tumble. How? Who could have possibly knocked it over? Or rather, what? We freak out. Now at this point, it's survival mode. It's either us or the demon, and we decide we need to stand our ground. We open every door within the house, each holding the biggest utensil we could find and screaming. Door, open, jab, fork, scream, repeat. Door, open, jab, fork, repeat. But we found nothing. A couple hours later, our parents came home and everyone left. Since that day, we never received a call. We never felt anything suspicious. I mean, obviously, which demon wants to mess with a bunch of kids holding some forks?
So when I was in year 4, we had this trip to the swimming centre and we were all super tired because we had a whole day without food. We were just swimming the whole time. So we were all super tired. So when we got back to class, the teacher let us just eat and just chill out and she read us a book. And me and my friends thought it was cool at the time to sit with our legs wide open. So we did that. And of course, my stupid butt decided that I needed to do a massive fart, and I didn't even try hold it in. So I did the biggest fart ever, and even the teacher started laughing. It was so loud, and all my friends straight away blamed it on me, and I was so embarrassed. So I sat there feeling so embarrassed, and the teacher told me to go outside and take a drink. And when I left, I heard them all laughing, and one of the boys said that it felt like an earthquake in the classroom, and I never went back to that school.
So when I was little, My mom took me and my brother to the local pool. I was 12, he was 4. So while my mom and I sunbathed, he played in the kiddie pool. When all of a sudden he comes up to us and says, "Mommy, I gotta go pee-pee." And instead of taking him to the bathroom, my mom said, "Go pee-pee in the pool." Shame on you, Carolyn. We continued to lay out in the sun until all of a sudden we hear everyone scream. Oh my God, some kids peeing in the kiddie pool. Torian didn't understand, and he went over to the kiddie pool, pulled down his pants, and pee-peed like he was peeing in the toilet. But my mom is clever, and she pretended like she didn't know whose kid it was, and we never went back to that pool again.
One day my toxic ex-best friend who I hated had told the class who I liked and that I stalked him every day, and this bitch also liked him too. So the next day when we went on a trip, I told the teacher I had to go to the toilet, but instead I went to her lunch and put laxatives in her drink. When we were on the bus, she told the teacher she had needed the toilet really bad, but the teacher said there was no toilet nearby. On the bus, she was sitting next to the boy we liked. She then pulled a Nessa and shat her pants all over the bus. While things couldn't get any worse for her at this time, she started her period, so there was shit and blood everywhere. Then everyone in the class covered their faces because this bitch's diarrhea stinked so fucking bad. Then the teacher came over and the boy she liked vomited all over her cause of how bad it stinked. Now she has no friends, and now me and the boy we liked are dating. Danana.
My family always told me when a boy smacks your butt you will get pregnant, so I was very cautious. So one day in 3rd grade, this boy named Alex smacked it good, so I cried and cried because I thought I was pregnant. When I got home, my dumb ass shoved a number 2 pencil up my cooch to kill the baby. It got stuck and the doctors had to give me surgery. Now I can't have kids in future thanks to my dumb family.
Story time. So this was 2 years ago and I was at school and it was a normal day until the principal went on the speaker and said, "We're in lockdown, go in your closets." So we went ahead and went in the closets. We were all confused. Some people were scared. Everyone was like kind of asking the teacher what was going on and stuff. Now during this time, I wasn't asking anything or saying anything because I knew during a lockdown you don't want to say anything. So if there is someone in the school, they won't find where you are. But I was still listening to them because I was curious like everyone else. So while everyone was asking the questions, one girl stood up and said, "If you're not going to say what's going on, I'm going to get out of the closet." The teacher yelled at her and told her no. And the teacher yelled loud, so whoever was in the school obviously heard. So the door opened and everyone became silent.